important for you to go live? Oh, look at that. It's already there. We're live right now.
Yeah, we're live right now, so it does work. It's redirecting to YouTube.
Go ahead and just keep trying it. Let's see if it keeps working. I
Oh,
won't say anything stupid.
yeah, no, it's definitely we are live on Discipline Over Motivation.
Nice.
No, it's pretty freaking cool.
So now we got to figure out how to do an intro. Like hit record, and then we can just play the intro. Right? Let's figure that one
Yep.
out next. Let me write that shit down. Hold on. Shit. Hold on.
Yeah, wow. So yeah, no, it's definitely streaming live. That's crazy. I don't know how to stop streaming live though, so that'll be another thing.
All right. I can't get in my room right now. I'm gonna let him sleep. My key's not working.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
That's kind of freaking awesome. So
This is pretty badass. All right. So seeing that this is your first live episode, show everybody. Can you share your screen and show everybody what the logo's gonna look like? Or the
yeah, let's see if we can pull it up. Swap over another screen. Yeah, I guess we could. Well, because there's a few different logos that I was working on last night.
yeah,
So.
I'm doing it on my phone, so I can't look. But yes, there was. I think I told you my favorite name. Let me see if I can do this. Let's see if I can do this. Here we go. Here we go. And I like this one. That one, or there was another one.
So that's the oh, that's the
Actually,
thumbnail.
that's the thumbnail.
Yeah. So, I can't see your screen. I'm.
No, 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 no. I sent you a text. I'm sorry. Just that's all
Oh,
I can do right now. You know,
you're good.
as we progress, I'll be able to see. Yeah, that's wrong.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
that's the actual thumbnail. The logo. Yeah, that's the logo that I'm dealing with right now, which way will we do too? Let me pull that up. Now,
you're using Canva.
yeah, I've been using Canva
Yeah,
for a while now.
yeah.
When I
Like
had gotten to the point, so that's
that
the
one. I think it's that one. I like that.
yeah, no, that's gonna be the the winner. I told my wife that's the one I really like too.
Yeah.
Mm.
And how about this though? Here's an idea. Go a circle. Make make it a bullseye. I don't know if you can see me or not. I don't know. But
Yeah, I can see you.
okay. So maybe if we go make a circle around it, and inside the circle in the parameters, you write that, the whole name of the podcast
Yeah,
around, and you can try that, because that way, yeah,
okay.
fuck your motivation.
Yeah, I will definitely because I was actually thinking about that. Unfortunately, I woke up in the middle of the night and was thinking about actually putting a circle around it and playing with it a little more and doing more bullseye. I was like, yeah, I'm sleeping, and immediately, so I was like, all right, well, we'll work on that this evening. So, and then the mindset shift, Nestor and Daniel Unfiltered. Um,
Yeah.
I think that's going to be one of the best. I like that as
Yes.
well. So, all
Yeah,
right.
there's something about the consistency. There's something about that consistency behind all of this that um, we're just here to prove a point, and we're just trying to prove it to ourselves because we both know of everything that our past mentors and all the people that we look up to and people that have taught us. They've all said pretty much the same thing. Consistency is key. We both know, and we talked already about compound interest. We talked about all that. Is that what we were talking about yesterday?
We
How
were
the
talking about that. Yeah.
compound interest of life, and how if you fuck yourself up, you know, by just giving yourself it's like, hey, it's only this amount. But is that what we were?
Yeah, we have been talking about the compound effect. I don't know if you ever read that book by Darren Hardy, but
I
like that's
I have not.
yeah. So that was like one of the first books that I read when I started getting into entrepreneurship. It's literally what you were talking about yesterday. Was you're looking at that short term, like if I do X, I'm only going to miss out here in this very beginning, this little piece of the puzzle, but then you fail to see like the compound like down the road, like yeah, it was only $200 here, but 10 years from now, that initial investment of time, life, everything, it just starts ringing you in the face.
Well, here's a mistake that I made, and I made sure that my son doesn't make it or my daughter makes. Uh, a mistake that I made, financial mistake. When you're 17, 18 years old, you're like, fuck this. I'm gonna live life. I'll worry about tomorrow.
Mm.
But the problem is that you want to live it all today, but you have to save something for tomorrow, just a little bit. And it's not something, and you need to save what you feel most comfortable with. So that's why, they always talk about, and even if you want to talk religious terms, they always say, hey, put 10% away. Look at the, the richest man in Babylon, the richest man in Babylon, that fucking book. My son read it when he was 8 years old, by the way, for a book report. And that was the first book
Uh,
report. I mean, the book's only this big. It's a very tiny book. And it teaches you about how to work, collect, work for your copper, have your copper work for silver, and then turn your silver into gold, you know? And that's exactly, and you're talking about thousands of years ago.
right.
This is, we're talking about Babylon. What was that? 6,000 years ago, 5,000 years ago, 3,000 years ago. I tried like 2,000, 3,000 years ago, maybe
Mm.
four. I don't know. But these people, I'm telling you, it's all the same thing. We think that we're so much more because of all this technology and all this shit, but we always think the same fucking thing. We need to figure it out, and we overcomplicate the simplicity of life. The
Mm.
simplicity of life literally gives us exactly everything that we need. So if we focus on the simplicity, if we focus of uh, on giving that back, that 10%, on saving our 10%, we're preparing our future, but we're living today. That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm saying. You need to
Right.
focus on giving your all today. We have a tendency, we live in a, listen, I love the United States. This is the greatest country in the fucking world, right? I mean, but we're turning to shit and it scares the fuck out of me because our simplicity, we're overcomplicating and we're dumbing down our people. We're
Mm.
not we're not forcing them and making them, dude. I am all over and nowhere, and all I've had is coffee. What I'm trying to say is that with in life and in universe, it's always going to squeeze, but it's not going to hurt. You're not going to, for some reason, the universe isn't going to kill you, like you said, but did you die? You
Mm-hmm.
know, we are supposed to just go, just keep going, keep experiencing. We're here to experience all the beauty and the even and the pain. We're supposed to experience all of our 3D lives. Life has compound interest added on to everything else to create an abundance for us. So, because we have access to this abundance and we don't ask for it and we don't pursue it, and we have a tendency of saying, "Oh, that's not for us." Once again, and this is what I bring it into society. If we don't do this for ourselves, society in itself isn't going to do it for us. If we don't And if we don't push each other, for example, Daniel, I pushed you, Daniel, I called you, Dan, you know what I mean? And you said, you know what? Cool. I'm going to do it. And now we're keeping ourselves accountable to be better. But we live in a society of mediocrity. It's okay. Fuck, dude. When we realize it, not only did we give up our compound interest because of our daily comfort in life, we're not fucking what's going to happen 10, 15, 20 years down the fucking road because the time's going to pass regardless. So the mistakes that I made when I was making young and not focusing on saving or giving a very little bit for my future
Mm-hmm.
because I am content now has hurt me, and I saw and I understand. I understood that compound interest, like we were talking about yesterday, progress, compound interest, and it's all part of forget everything I just said because I lost my goat and I was trying to fucking tie it back together. I'm so sorry. I'm sweating my balls off too.
I thought it wasn't hot.
Fuck you, man. Now it's hot, dude. I'm drenched.
I
It's
believe it.
it's the
I
humidity, I guess.
We're in Florida. I know.
Ugh.
So,
I think you understand where I was, but I lost my key. I lost my key. Oh, I'm sorry. Here it is. Here it is. The mistakes that I made was saying that I have time. Fuck, that's what it was saying, oh, I have time. I'm young enough. I have time. So when I was 17, 18 years old, I left the house when I was 17 years old, joined the Air Force, blah, 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 parents' authorization, 18, I'm at boot camp. Boom. But fucking A, I totally forgot. I knew about it back then. Remember, I was studying it. Remember all these little books that I had that were telling me, holy fuck, they said, dream, update your goals, put away at least 10%. What are how much money are you making? Well, we'll talk about that later. Put away at least 10%. But what it's the 10% that you're putting away isn't it's it's the turning the copper into gold or turning the silver into gold. That's what putting that 10% is because you're
mhm.
making your money work for you. Yes, we have plenty of time, right? Time is of no essence. You can change your monetary focus in a heartbeat, but to take full advantage of what life has to give us, especially this compound interest that we're talking about, we have to be able to put away that 10%, leave it alone, forget about it, and know and let it grow. Turn that fucking silver into gold. Let the money work for you. if I have time, means that I have to produce it. I have to work for it. I have to. No, dude. I needed to make my money work for me,
Mhm.
and that's the beauty of the of that aspect of the compound interest, because we forget about that. We don't know that. It's something that we don't see. All we know is our daily absolutely like, oh, I put in 5,000 and I got 50 grand in the bank now. I'm gonna pull out 20. Fuck. You know, fuck. Because we live in a society that we have to go balls to the wall, and we forget, and it's open. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. You're an idiot. Uh, it's okay. You want to wear skirts? Go for it.
Yeah,
It's
that's
okay.
it's gonna like that flares me up because if everybody had a simple pursuit of excellence, the world would be a different, entirely different place. Um, and I remember like when I look at some of the tragedies that I see, and they're always like, somebody has to be held accountable. I was like, I understand that, but at a certain point, when are people going to take responsibility for their own situation? Because nobody's ever going to come save you. And if somebody's going to come save you, it's law enforcement or it's like Good Samaritan. Like most of the time, they're trying to stop the bleeding that could have been prevented by somebody just taking ownership of the situation. And that's I'm very very high on that personal excellence, integrity. And integrity is a really really big part of it too. If we got out of the place where everything is socially acceptable because we just don't want to hurt somebody's feelings. Like, I spent a lot of time in therapy because I had to get my mind right. And, you know, if I would have just accepted that the weak mentality that I had and kept it, I probably wouldn't say the things that I say, but it's because I, did the work. How many people don't do the work? Because we fall into that trap. When I say we, I say society, where it's like you're okay the way you are. Well, when we, if you, Jordan Peterson's one of the great thinkers of this time, and he's
Yes.
like, that's one of the worst things you could ever tell somebody because you're telling that to a teenager, adolescent, where they know nothing about nothing. They don't know who they are. Their brain's not even fully developed yet, and you're okay the way you are. And then they develop this lifetime of entitlement of this
Yes.
mentality that everything's owed to them, and it's just not the case. We nothing's supposed to be given to you. You're supposed to work for it.
Right.
And I get it. People need a hand every once in a while, and that's part of the human experience. Because we're meant to serve and we're meant to help. And that's the good nature of people, the good side of people. But at one point or a certain point, you still got to pick it up and do it yourself. We're here to raise, build, and do all these great things, but you can't do that with your hands out. You just can't. So it's impossible.
I um I agree with a lot, but here's okay. So let's talk about that real quick. Actually, I don't even know what time it is, but so let's talk
Oh
about
yeah,
that.
it's 5:45.
What is it?
5:45.
All right, so this is the official first one. We're live anyway, so it doesn't fucking matter. So when I was, um, how much time you got?
No, I mean it's Sunday, so I had a late start. I don't go to the gym till Alicia gets up.
All right, I'd say we got another 15 minutes. We should
Okay.
be all right. Because I got, yeah. All right, so Okay. Oh, I guess I'm gonna say it like this. So I had a spiritual awakening 3 years ago that completely, in order for me to understand it, completely crumbled my life. I guess you could say that. Completely crumbled my life. Right. So it's like I had a big surge of energy just go through me, scrambled my fucking brain, and then goes, good luck, and then fucking vanish. Okay. I'm not lying to you. This is pretty much exactly what happened. So, you know, and then it's been a year and a half. Let me see. Now I spent a year. It was pretty much a year. Going crazy. And then realizing, oh, Daniel, I don't think many people understand this. But when I said, oh, I'm spiritual. I'm a spiritual being trapped in this 3D world, and I have to acknowledge and understand that there's other beings just like me right next door. Listen to me. Oh, they don't understand. They didn't see what I saw. It's okay. I know how to deal with them and then move on. These are conversations that I started having with myself after, because when I started seeing the ignorance and the awe, because even in the simplicity of burnt grass, there's beauty in this world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just there's perfection. You know, I was, and these are, I I realized that even though we're taught, as that we have our personalities, that we have our way of thinking, nobody teaches us, and nobody shows us, at least not my fucking parents. I did it with my kids now, but not my parents. They didn't teach me, they didn't show me and say that behind the personality, you have to understand other personalities. You have to not everybody is self-conscious is what I'm trying to say. Not everybody is self-aware. Not everybody, we don't understand. There's very limited communication, very limited talk about that other connections that we have besides the physical. I mean, there's a guy walking down the hallway right now, not thinking anything of anything. He's on his own, probably looking at me like I'm a fucking crazy guy, right? Because you understand, you don't realize that everybody's life is like it's the same. They got the same issues that you do. They got the same money problems that you do. They got the same family problems that you do. They got the same small dick that you do. They got the same, but they got the same that they have. Everybody's got the same shit. They're going through their own. It's just in a different process or a different step, but it's the same fucking thing. So of course, you're like, oh, he's so rude. Well, bitch, so are you. So what did you do to fuck that one up? You know? Um, oh, but I am like, it's when I comes into place, when the I comes into place, this is more terrestrial, more 3D, more earthbound, my earthbound body. I, right? I. I'm here touching this rail. But to live in society, I need to focus more on the we part, on the us parts, you know? And that doesn't happen. In marriage, I don't know how. I'm going to be honest. I don't know how. I've been, I'm going on 27 years with the same woman, but I've been married now for almost 21 years. And I don't even know how, I don't know how that woman lasted 17, 18 years with me. I have no idea. because I realized it. I admit it. I admit it. You know, um, I was one of those people. I really
Mm,
was. I was one, and I was focused on me, and I was focused on how to fuck the next guy over. How about that one?
mm,
You know, I was more focused on, oh, I'm gonna go do this. Oh, but what if this guy finds out, or what if this? Yeah, fuck him. I don't care. I'm gonna go do this. Yeah, I was that guy, and I realized that was that was not. How can I say this? That was more on the. I don't want to sound fucking crazy, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Well, I already said this is terrestrial body. So my earthling body, my here as an animal. We start talking. My animalistic instincts is all me. I have to protect me. My animalistic instinct as a father is protect them.
mm.
That's it. Every other fucking door, every other family, mind, right? I don't care about because I need to focus on me. Now the mentality is, what can I do today to help my neighbor? Because for some fucking reason, I found out that if I help him unconditionally, unconditionally, with love, something happens back here, starts moving, and I'm catapulted 10 light years forward in anything that I want. And that's the part that people don't understand. They don't believe.
Right.
They don't believe. I don't know what your experiences has been on something similar to this, but I hear from your conversation, you're very self-aware. You're a very self-aware guy, and the only part of and the personal development aspect doesn't really do it too much. Everybody that I hear, listen to what I'm about to say. Everybody that I hear talk about that secret of, like the book or whatever,
Right.
realized about their self-awareness. They realized how to manipulate, how to do their daily activities, how to, what am I doing now? Because what I do now completely offsets everything that happens tomorrow. So, what am I doing now today to better myself today for today? And tomorrow takes care of itself. So, if I can be the best version of me, whatever hat that we do, life will take care of me in abundance. When I say this, yes, there's two ways of thinking. Oh, you can either be, um, you know how they say the perfect life is have a beautiful family, not no financial worries. Uh, that's it. That's pretty much it. Everybody just wants a great family and fucking money, right? I mean, anything else? Experiences, maybe. But I mean, that comes with life as a family, with a great family. What
Health.
else? Health. Health. Yes.
My health is paramount. Uh, you can be rich and be unhealthy and
You
have
can be
a
rich and you
horrible
be
experience.
unhealthy. I agree. You can rewrite and have, yes. But then again, I mean, isn't that part of having a happy family too? Because you know, if you're healthy, you're happy. You
That's
know,
right. Yeah.
I mean, I do understand that there's some people out there that are happy and they understand that they're dying, or you know,
Right.
and but the family isn't happy. That's pretty much what I meant.
Mm.
Yes, I agree. You're right. Health is the most important part, but happiness, the feeling of happiness, I think is only trumped by the feeling of gratitude.
So the happiness part, that's that's kind of hard for me because I don't. I'm happily married. Like I love my wife. I'm a very happy person, even though my face never like really tells it. Like I have to like it hurts to smile because I don't do it very often. But I never ask what's going to make me happy. Um, it's never been like the focus of my life because well I can't say never because I, the way that we're taught happiness is like usually we seek pleasure. Um, that's how people get into like alcohols and stuff like that. So like like when I was younger, in my 20s, and I always the only time that I would be like happy smiling is when I was drunk, and that's just not the experience that I feel like happiness is. Now it's more about purpose and being able to help others, make a good and make my wife's life easier, and building future, like all of those things. It's not something that makes me happy, but it's something that gives me purpose, I guess. And with that purpose comes the contentment and drive. Is where I come from with that, and like even the fitness part of it, it was like that started from unhappiness. Believe it or not, it was from like childhood bullying, and that's what made me start working out. And then it was the purpose of getting fitter to be able to perform the task of playing football better. And so everything that I found value in my life has come from seeking purpose and making myself better, and making my life better for the people around me. It's never been about happiness for me,
It doesn't
and
make
that
you
wasn't
happy that
like
it doesn't make you happy to do that.
well, like I said, I'm a happy person, but it's never been the seeking of, but like seeking happiness. So I guess that just brings it right back around to what you're talking about. You know, that law of reciprocity of giving to others, and the focus isn't really on me. Like focuses on my household, my family, my wife, and that's what actually brings me purpose and happiness.
Here's one thing that I noticed. Yin and yang, right?
Yep.
Positive and negative. Law of relativity. Equal and opposite equal and opposite reaction, right? I mean, that's pretty much what this world literally uh lives off of. Okay. So there really isn't a good and bad. Nothing is good, nothing is bad. There just is. Why? Well, if you do this, you'll experience this, and this. If you do this, you'll experience this, and this. There just is. Okay? Nothing is good and evil, nothing is good and bad. Everything is all into one, intertwined. There must be something. So if I push you, the reaction is going to be to receive it, but you're going with the same force. You know what I mean? It's the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I push you really hard. You have to use a lot of strength to stop me from falling, to stop you from falling. If I push you soft, you have to use a lot. It's all relative. It's all the same. Okay. Just like there's total goodness. These are earth terms. Total goodness and evil. Okay. These are all earth terms. There isn't this or that. It just is. Now, I've also learned that in order for me to accomplish, I need to focus on and think about what my I need to be proactive and not reactive. And most animals are reactive. We aren't proactive. Humans, for tendencies, are all reactive. We're the first ones to explode. Remember how many times have you heard friends, oh, I have a short fuse?
Mhm.
Great. Okay. So now I know how to treat you, right? All he's reaffirming is that if you say the wrong thing, is gonna pop you in the fucking mouth. That's all he said. That's all I
Mhm.
heard. Oh, I got a short fuse. Dude, you're limiting yourself to only this. 100%. You just automatically 50% of your decision making power went to shit because you
Mhm.
already pre-programmed yourself that as soon as you hear something you don't like, you're gonna fucking you're gonna fuck something up. So what is the reaction after you hit something or somebody hit you or whatever? Proactive. Okay. Now it's more on the aspects of, and this has been done quick. I think this is why chess players or most fighters, um, I know a lot of grapplers, not MMA guys, dude. They're master chess players because you have to focus on that next step, you know,
Right.
right? So in life, we focus on the what I need to do now, and this is it. And if we're talking about reactions, if let's say the example, that's gonna suck, but whatever. So I'm in a fucking this isn't a 5-star resort that I'm staying in.
Mhm.
You know
Right.
what I mean? Um, keep an eye on my van all the time. Trying to, this is only a place to crash, take a shower, get to work, luxury. I go to home. I'm going home. You know what I mean? That's just
Right.
so I don't stay in unless I am with the crew or unless uh, you know, it, we'll stay in a nice hotel. But usually it's just one of these fucking Motel 8s or whatever the fuck this is. This isn't a Motel 8. Not saying there's anything wrong with a Motel 8, but anyway, one of those. One of those 2.5 stars, 1 star.
That's funny.
So with that being said, there was a gentleman who just recently peeked around the corner, right? And then walked right behind me. He didn't do anything wrong, but what is the first thing my animalistic did? Who the fuck is this?
No.
you know, I don't know. Guy's just walking down this hall. It's nothing. But we tend to do that.
I
Listen,
know I
why?
do it.
I know. Well, come on, dude. And especially if you're with your girl, your kids, or whatever the fuck, you're like, so now your head's on the swivel. You're fucking you unclick your holster. you know, dude, it doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't. So you stop yourself. Be proactive. Okay, so I am here. I'm doing this, and you do that. We don't do that. We don't do that, and it takes seconds, microseconds, literally. We're so fast, and it takes seconds to realize. Okay, cool. So I'm right here. Um, if anything, I can just, you know, I, imagine whatever the fuck it is, but you wait, and then you wait, and you wait, and then nothing happens, and you go, oh, it wasn't nothing after all.
Mm.
But what if I was on more defensive side, and then I see a guy that I don't know, crazy looking dude, you know, what do Hey, what's going on? What are you doing here?
No.
So the confrontational aspect of it isn't just now it's not all on him, it's me. Because I'm confrontable too. We
Yeah, we already ran over that 15 minutes. Let me look at your watch again.
no, I'm listening to the airplane, and it's I guess that's the first flight of the day.
Okay.
So um we gotta take notes. This is a great thing. I know you're live. Uh
Yeah. Well. That
Cool.
being said, I'm gonna kill the live here in a second.
Oh,
Um, and like this is what the third. Was already a
this is the
third.
third recording. Yeah, this
So
is
that's crazy. So like phone call next morning, took action, consistent over the weekend, which is something that most people won't do. It was like, well, yeah, no, let's start on Monday. Okay, let's start tomorrow. And so
well. That's
this
the
is
thing. Hold on. Exactly, like you said. When are you going to start that diet? Oh, I'll start it on Monday.
right, yeah. Or oh, well, do yours next month. That's just that. I'm always gonna they keep on pushing it off, and then something else happens, and you stay busy, and this is going on. It's always that nonsense. So
Someday.
this is the beginning of the mind shift. I don't know if we call it a podcast.
Listen, this is
Morning
just two guys.
conversations.
Yeah, just morning.
But
It's morning cup of Joe. You know, it's the morning cup of coffee.
yeah,
You know
so
what I mean?
you know,
The whole purpose of this was honestly, uh, was to be able to have the communication, open communication. The only reason we're recording it is because maybe somebody needs to hear it. I don't, but it's just really for me and for you. I mean,
right,
it's just only for us. You know what I mean? Because I feel that if I talk to somebody smarter than I am, that you have more experience on certain aspects, or we share similar chain of thoughts, we should be able to progress together. You know what I
right.
mean? It's just instead of me pushing you or you pushing me, let's hold hands and let's just go. Let's just go. Love it,
Love it, love it, love
other
it.
man.
So I'll let you get to work.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go
yeah.
hit the gym, wake up the wife, and get the day rolling.
All right, brother. I'll see you mañana.
All
Peace.
right, talk to you tomorrow.
Bye.